I just can't catch a break here. Here's the last attempt at recording this video. Part 2 of a look at epic comics. Been going through my boxes and I mean, I've always realized it, but I think it kind of came full circle tonight, how much of an influence or an impact, I guess, epic comics did have on my life. Introducing me to not only some fantastic books, but one of my all-time favorite creators, Ted McKeever, and in doing so had a huge effect on my comic reading. As most of you know, I did a lot of underground comics reading and alternative comics reading growing up. This was something that filled that need at the time, but was available on the bookshelves. I didn't have to ask for the short box kept behind the counter because the comics I was looking for had questionable material that couldn't be seen by everybody. This was something that I could just get at the comic shop. And it was a huge, huge day for me. This series especially, this Metropole, I must have read and reread a dozen times and pored over these pages and lent them to my brother to read and lent them to friends to read or had them read when they came over. And all these here are, as ETA Nick would say, these are ones I bought myself. So this is nothing that I sold and then rebought. These are the books that have followed me throughout my life, and I've taken extremely good care of them. And in going through all these epic comics, it's been rebagging and boarding time. So these are getting a kind of look through as I'm going through that. My brother, those are his there. My brother that Gru series was huge for him, which was also epic comics. So for both of us, this imprint had a huge impact for us. So let's have a look at some covers. This is in kind of a prestige format, I guess is what they called it. So this is #1. And the quality is amazing, and they hold up really nicely today as well. Granted, I've taken pretty damn good care of these books, especially where others may have fallen by the wayside. I've really babied these particular books quite a bit. The Metropole series has a little bit more wear. These ones are in pretty fantastic shape, considering they've moved all over the country with me. From the little bit of reading that I've done, the care was also taken on their side as well. When it came to the epic comics titles, they used a better paper stock. Everything they really wanted to present these in a much higher quality way than just the regular Marvel comics were presented, which obviously helped as well. And even when I'm looking through 50-cent bins and I come across these epic comics, for the most part, they're in really great shape considering the amount of time they've probably just been shuffled from box to box. So this is from Metropole. This is volume 1. And it was many, many years after reading this and rereading it, like I stated, that I discovered there was a 3-issue miniseries of a volume 2, which was called Metropole AD. And the excitement when I realized that there was 3 more books in the series that I could revisit this world kind of overtook me. Now that those 3 books weren't nearly as good as this first, I think it's 11 issues. But still, this is one of my favorite covers. This one and the next one are my favorite covers, I think. It's #6, and this one is #7. They've reissued these in hardcover as well. So I have Metropole, I have Eddy Current, and I have one other series, and the name is escaping me right now. It wasn't, I think it was earlier than even Plastic Forks or Eddy Current. Was it Transit? Is that what it was called? I don't quite remember because it wasn't a series that I read originally. It was only something I read when I bought the hardcover a couple of years ago. So if you do see these, I'd highly recommend checking these books out. It's well worth a read. So here's Metropol AD issue 1, and this one is cover dated 1992, whereas the first series I think was, well, that says February 1992, and this says October 1992, so not too far from each other. Oops, and there's number 2. And going through these books again, I have a feeling it's something I'm going to sit down and read again very soon. And then there's number 3, which I didn't think that I had, and that's why you see another one there that I found in a 50-cent bin. The other thing I have is a double of this one too, going through my Starstruck collection. It's a double that I have, and I know that I have some doubles of a couple of these Boz Chronicles. I think this one specifically. So I don't know, I'm just going to throw it out there. If anybody is interested in those books, those doubles that I have, feel free to send me a message. I'd love to pass them on to somebody who maybe doesn't know much about Epic Comics, or has an interest in those books previous. I'd love to pass them on to somebody. So yeah, there you go. Bit longer part 2, but there's some more Epic Comics for you. Stick around, there's still going to be some more. I've got a couple of more series, including, we'll look at those Gru covers. There's one called Psychonauts, and I think I have my Dreadstar and Alien Legion and stuff like that still in a box somewhere.